Hello, hello, and welcome back as I prepare to offer another sacrifice to the almighty gods of the sky in Perfidious Pete Plays Shelter. That's right, I've learned the secret, folks. I've opened my eyes to the truth. Only an offering of blood can appease the mighty lords of the blue above. And if I wish for the lords of the blue to bless my humble shelter and shed their cleansing tears upon it, bring forth the rain to nourish my weary bones, I've got to dispatch Wally and the Beeve into the harsh brightness of the world above to search for victims, so that I might bathe the earth in the sanguine crimson fluid that pleases the kings of the sky and continues the cycle of rain and sacrifice. It is unending, and if I hope to receive the blessings of the sky gods, I must proffer them a gift of crimson fluid. It's just the way it has to go. Or alternatively, Wally and the Beeve are just trying to cobble together some sort of plausible sounding yet slightly insane religious mumbo-jumbo to help bolster their inevitable insanity defense when they finally end up on trial for their many murders. I mean, we do have an official member of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police living in the bunker now. Francis is fully on board, and that hat kid says to me Mountie and nothing else. This guy is a dyed-in-the-wool inspector in the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, I assure you. And if the boys want to, stay one step ahead of Inspector Francis, they're going to have all their ducks in a row when it comes time to go to trial. Specifically because Mounties are legally required to stop at all duck crossings. So if you have your ducks in a row, you can just throw that right out behind you, and a Mountie will have to stop and wait for them to pass, giving you time to effect your escape. It's a little-known loophole in the Canadian legal system, but yeah, Mounties, they stop at duck crossings. They don't have a choice. Wally and the Beeve are out on patrol, and by patrol I mean trolling for victims. June, Cleaver, and Laura are also out and about in the wilderness. We're just trying to get June a little bit of development time. I want my lovely to be the most well-rounded person she can be, so that maybe, just maybe, she'll finally see what a shitheel Ward Cleaver is, and she'll abandon him in favor of shacking up with me, Perfidious Pete. It's probably not going to happen, but, I'll take whatever chance I can get. Even a tiny shot is still a shot, right? Francis, let's send you down to hit the old punching bag. Ward, what do we have around the old shelter that needs a little bit of tender love and care? The water filter looks like shit. The freezer could use a little love. All right, Ward, strap on the suit then. Also, we want to take a look at upgrading our oxygen filter anyway, possibly our water filter as well. Joyce, why don't you go fix the freezer? Donna, you should put some friggin' fuel in the generator, because the lights are out. We get all this fuel and you just stand there and let the lights go out? What the hell is wrong with you? Cross paths with someone out there. They want to talk. Should you deal with that yourself? Of course you could, Beaver. You're going to just cut their heart out and eat it. You're going to go, Nam Shiba, Nam Shiba, Nam Shiba, Kalima. This woman is about to, you're going to hold her still beating heart in your hand, Beaver. I know how it's going to go. Hey there, hold up. What's up, Kimberly? I can confirm that we are holding up for you. Is there something I can help you with? Like showing you your own still beating heart before you die? Nam Shiba, Nam Shiba, Nam Shiba. Are you sure? It's great. There are advantages to worshiping Gully. Gully brings the rain, Kimberly. Hard to find a decent roof nowadays. I'm willing to work for a nice place to stay. What do you say? I'm going to say no. We did just pick up Francis the Mountie, who's dramatically better than you. I mean, what is this? Beaver and Wally are just letting everybody go. I'm a sick individual. Well, she's onto our shit, hoarding it all to yourself. I know you're a game, you're a sick individual. Well, you're not wrong, but what you are is lucky that Beaver and Wally didn't just carve you into haggis, because they're known to carve up wasteland women. Well, the sky gods are upset with us, apparently, because they have brought forth the rain, but it is a black rain. It is a rain of ill repute and no good. That's also unfortunate for Laura, because she's going to wind up coming down with radiation poisoning now. I just know it. We did send her out without a gas mask. Francis is a little sleepy after his workout. He's going to go take a little nap now. Joyce, you should probably go throw some more fuel in the old generator there. Since Hey, Ward, what the shit, Ward? What, are you just bailing already? I mean, you did fix it, admittedly, but... What do we need we need another hinge to upgrade. Why do we need hinges to upgrade the oxygen output of our shelter? I'm a little concerned about our oxygen output potential simply because we did add Francis to the shelter, and the reason we sent George out to die was because we were worried about everybody being able to breathe. Should take that can of fuel. Definitely want to take that circuit breaker. Rope, because we've already got a stack. Teddy bears trade so well. I would love to pick up the Teds. We really don't have the inventory space to it. Which is better, though? 2 teddy bears or 1 book? I'm going to go with 2 teddy bears. Which would you rather have snuggling you? 2 teddy bears or 1 book? Honestly, I'd rather have a book than the old shirt, so let's just get rid of the old shirt and take the damn book. Light bulb we don't really need. The wood we'll take. None of the rest of this stuff interests me, although I wouldn't mind having that nylon. We have been using quite a bit of it lately. Is there anything I'd rather get rid of in favor of the nylon? You know, I think we could probably spare that motor. Nylon is more useful than a motor. I mean, let's think of it realistically. June Cleaver only has so many pairs of pantyhose here in the apocalypse, and when she runs out, what the hell are we supposed to do? We gotta have nylons for June. That's just simply not an option. There's a bank over there, but it's a bit out of our way. Do you want to take some extra time to investigate? Hells yeah, I want you to take some extra time to investigate. Return the suit. Also, it'd be a place for you to go to get out of this horrible black rain that's falling from the sky. Maybe just call me crazy. You might not want to stand around in that. Or go patch up that bed. After you're done patching that up, why don't you fix the stove? Joyce, we do want to look at upgrading our water filter as well. So we're going to have you patch it up. What do we get if we have... Oh, you're not Joyce at all. You're Donna. Donna, what do we get if we have you upgrade the water filter? What upgrades are available? We had some extra wiring. I really do want to upgrade efficiency, too. Efficiency seems to be the most important thing. Increases the rate at which the water filter filters out contaminated water by 50%. That also seems useful. Less contaminants, more water. I mean, we need all of the things. We need so much more wiring. I think we'll hold off on that for now. Let's just stick for the repair. Large house with good loot. You better check it out, Wally. You and the Beeve. Ward. I mean, Ward, you're just sitting around like an asshole. I mean, I do have you, like, tasked with a little honey-do list of items to repair around the shelter. That's true. Box of rocks. I think we've got the rock situation pretty well covered. Are we carrying pipe? We are. Oh, I'm always carrying the pipe, baby. You want some of this pipe? I'll give you some of the pipe. Do I forego this stack of nylon? I was going to say for this nylon, I would rather have the nylon. Let's get rid of the duct tape because we're damn sure taking gas masks at every opportunity. Rocks only require 4 strength to wield, but we have a whole bunch of rocks already. I think we're probably cool in the rock department. This hinge is a non-negotiable pickup for us. I'm not really sure what these plants do or if we have the appropriate tools to capitalize on them, so I'm going to go ahead and toss that in favor of the hinge. It just seems like a better pickup. We're up to 52 water. We could turn the shower back. Oh, I never disabled the shower. Never mind, I was going to say we could turn the shower back on, but I actually never disabled it. What else do we need? Let's take a look and see if we can build anything. Is there anything useful? Wow, we got a lot of fuel in storage. An absolute metric shitload of fuel, in fact. If a bomb or anything ever goes off in this dump, we are so fucked. Like this grenade, if it gets loose and just goes off, this shelter's gonna go up like oily rags and old paint. We're all gonna die in a massive fiery explosion. Check out the large house. Alright, Wally and the Beeve have nothing in their inventory, so we can straight up just loot 12 ways from Sunday. And there is some pretty good stuff here. Rubber, hinges, getting some nylon, picking up a sack of cement, a bit of a valve. Take your battery. I'm just gonna take everything. Wally and the Beeve are outright just straight up 100% looters. Remember back in the day when there was the civil unrest in your neighborhood and you had a little bit of a riot going on? You know who was the first person to throw a mannequin through a shop window and then go in after it? Yeah, it was Wally and the Beeve. They were the first ones there when the looting got good. Donna, you can go take a nap. Small house out in the wasteland. Of course you check out a small house out in the wasteland. Worst case scenario, it's filled with murderous hillbillies who want to eat your skin. And for you, Wally and the Beeve, I mean, that just poses a challenge for you guys. That's a great Saturday night for Wally and the Beeve. They're sitting out there going, man, what are we going to do? I'm so bored. We've killed so many women lately. It's kind of getting to be blasé. Isn't it sort of losing its flavor? Wally, don't you think? And Wally's like, yeah, you know, it could be more exciting. I'm not ashamed to admit we could do something a little different. He's like, what if we found like an enclave of murderous cannibal hobos and just staged a straight up sort of 50s style West Side Story Jets versus Sharks showdown. Wally's like, Beaver, there's sometimes when I regret that you're my brother, and there are sometimes when I love you more than I've ever loved another living being. Let's do it. I'm gonna leave that old jar. I have no idea, sincerely, what jars are useful for in any capacity. I also don't really know what to do with Francis. He's just sort of standing around. The good shower is damn near broken. Who let that happen? Francis, get on that. Go fix the shower. A large house. Okay, can of food, metal. No room for the metal. Well, we're taking a plastic, we're taking a nail. Take the wood. I want that wiring too. I want the wiring and I want the metal both. Alright, magnesium, I'm sorry, you're a fantastic element. I got nothing against you. You burn hotter than the sun, but at this time I really think that we would be better served by getting rid of this charcoal and taking this metal, and also abandoning the magnesium to its fate. It's a cruel, cruel world, magnesium. I'm sorry, I wish I could do better by you. You're a great element. There's nothing wrong with you. You're a serviceable metal, but there's just no room at the end. I'm sorry. Anything else that needs fixed? Fuel? Okay, good. Donna's sleeping. Ward is creepily watching Donna sleep. He's like, yeah, that's right. Oh, I want you to dream of Ward Cleaver, Donna. Because you know, when June perishes out in the wasteland, it's gonna be you that I choose to repopulate the planet with, Donna. It was always you. It was always you. Hey, over there! Surely you're in for a good time. No, I'm not, and don't call me Shirley. What's your name? My name's actually Shirley, but don't call me that, okay? I actually prefer to be called Shirl, like Penny Marshall from the Laverne and Shirley television show. If you call me Shirley, I'm gonna punch you in the neck, but if you call me Shirl, we'll get along just fine. I guess I can confirm that we won't call you Shirley. Shirley, we won't call you. I'm gonna bully you. I need all your stuff, and to be clear, I'm not asking. Give me your fucking milk and Pepsi, Shirley. That's what I'm after. You think anyone left in this kind of person who lays down and dies if you ask them nicely? Well, I don't know. You are Shirley. She seemed like a pretty nice chap. If I asked her for a milk and Pepsi, she'd probably give me some. Mostly because milk and Pepsi is like the most poisonous concoction of all time. Why Laverne and Shirley drank milk and Pepsi, I have no idea. It always sounded gut-wrenchingly horrible to me. After this, I aim to be the only one left. Wow, Laura, man, Laura's brutal. Alright, well, let's see if you fight as big a game as you talk. Oh, yeah, Laura will shank a bitch. Ah, good God, Laura ripped her apart. Alright, June Cleaver, why don't you go whack her with your knuckle dusters? That's my girl! June Cleaver doesn't fuck around. How about a death blow, Shirley? I'll take your food, I'll leave your sack of sand, but I just forced June Cleaver to kill someone for a can of SpaghettiOs. Does that really seem like a kind of thing June Cleaver would do? Do you think she would murder for a can of SpaghettiOs? She might do it if Wally and the Beeve were starving, now that I think about it. If it was to save Wally and the Beeve from starvation, June might murder a hobo for a can of SpaghettiOs. I definitely want that nail gun. And the nails to go with it. And the valve. And that. God, Wally and the Beeve are pack mules. They can carry everything. They still have empty slots. Do I want to bring home some old logs and a bucket and a can of paint? I will take the bucket, actually. You might need that for pooping in later. Always carry a spare bucket. That's what Sheltered has taught me. That should be a rule. It's sort of like the towel from the Hitchhiker's Guide. Always have your towel. For me, always have a bucket. Ward, you done creepily? Oh, now Ward's gonna creepily watch her shower, huh? Yeah, that's right, Donna. I'm telling you, I'm so looking forward to the day when June is gone and you and I can be together for... And here comes Francis. Francis over. He's like, Sir, please step away from the shower. You are perving pretty hard here, and as a Mountie, it's my duty to defend this helpless woman. Please leave. And Ward's like, fine, walking away. Good job, Francis. That's way to be a good guy. I guess. Good guy Francis. Good guy Francis is here to save the day. I mean, he is Canadian. Come on. I guess we're just going to sit here and watch it rain. There's literally nothing for these people back at the shelter to do. Somebody could patch up the generator, I suppose. The toilet could use good scrubbing. You know what, Francis? Why don't you clean the shelter? Because it seems like it's getting a little dirty in here. Donna, you just used the shower, so you're responsible for fixing it. And Joyce, I don't know, go Fix the freezer, maybe? Is anybody hungry? Donna's a little hungry. Donna, we're gonna have you eat some desperate meat in a minute. Church has some stuff that might be useful. You should definitely check it out. We'll take your cement. I'll take your water. I'll take your can of food. I'll take your nail. Wally and the Beeve robbing churches. That's quality behavior, gentlemen. Your mom's gonna be real proud of you. You know, she shanked a hobo to get you a can of SpaghettiOs so that you might not know hunger. And this is how you reward your mother's sacrifice? Ah, Wally and the Beeve. Every time I think you've hit rock bottom, you surprise me and show me exactly where rock bottom is. A medium office complex. Oh, we're definitely going to check that out. Meanwhile, the black rain continues to fall from the sky. We must have done something to offend the gods of the sky. They're really blighting us with this miserable, skin-melting rain, and Ricky the reindeer is having a real fucking bad day. Be like, please, Pete, just come and murder me. You told me I'd beg for death, Pete. You told me I would beg for death, and you're not wrong. Please, come. In my misery, in my suffering, you must destroy me. Uh-oh. Medium office complex. Someone who knows how to survive Armageddon. That's right, Richard, or Dick, as I'm going to call you. That's right, Dick. These guys know how to survive an apocalypse. I can confirm that we know how to survive. You got to trade, take it or leave it, just don't piss you off. I don't really want to trade. What I really want to do is cut your throat. That's what I would like to do. I would like to cut your throat and take your goods. These are the things that I would like to do to you. Instead, I'm going to trade you a sack of sand for a sack of sand. I actually do kind of want that. Wait, is that actual fuel? Yes. We should probably get the fuel. 16 is what he wants for that. What do we have that we can spare to pick up that fuel? I'm always trading away books and teddy bears. What do you give me for an old shirt? Very little. What if I throw in a burnout laptop? Well, a little better. How about a couple logs? Well, we're not even getting close. I can take the sand back, I suppose. The sand actually is worthless. All right. Well, I don't care about your fuel that bad. We'll just trade a sack of sand for a sack of sand, and we'll call this a fair trade, because it's legitimately about as fair as it is. This is pretty messed up. You gave me a sack of sand, and I gave you a sack of sand, and somehow we both became more charismatic. See you later, Dick. Yeah, check out the medium office complex. This is actually what we're interested in. Ooh. Alright, our inventory is full. Now we're going to have to start prioritizing. Well, Hinge, always number one priority, because they're pretty rare. Circuit Breaker, I would like, but we cannot carry. 5 water is a lot of water. We'll definitely take the book. We could pick up a whole bunch of busted laptops. I will gladly get rid of that can of old paint. Did I not just throw a can of old paint on the floor? I want the leather, I want the circuit breaker, so let's get rid of these old rancid shirts. Pick up the circuit breaker. Limestone and sand, I'm pretty okay with actually getting rid of. We can mix them to make cement, but we have 3 bags of cement just straight up in our inventory. And a lot of this other stuff is definitely higher priority for me. I would love to still walk away with that water. Let's get rid of these logs. Would I rather have logs or would I rather have a bucket? I'd rather have a bucket. What am I going to do with the log? You can't crap in a log, Pete. What if it's a hollow log? Well, I mean, I suppose you could crap in a hollow log. But you're really going to piss off the Keebler elves. If you go around pooping in their tree, they're going to be pissed at you. Hey, we're trying to make fudge striped cookies in here, and that's not the kind of fudge we had in mind, sir. That's what the Keebler elves are going to say to you. They're going to be really pissed. Don't poop in the Keebler elves' trees. I don't want your personal fudge in my fudge striped cookies either. That's the other thing. We should also set up an expedition while the getting's good. It's been black raining, now it's regular raining. Who wants to go? Ward? I mean, Ward and Donna seem like a pretty dynamic duo. Ward is bound and determined to repopulate the planet once his wife gets off. Also, Ward rooting for the death of June Cleaver. There is no bigger dick move on the planet. Donna, yeah. Do we want to send out Donna? Francis won't go because he's not loyal enough yet. He's still a little creeped out by the fact that Ward was making overt sexual overtures towards Donna while fingering his wedding ring and then creepily watching her shower. Francis is a little leery of Ward, and you know what? Rightly so. No, don't go there. Just scroll the map around. So we've already got some people going to Brook Castle. That's where Wally and the Beeve went. I'm fairly comfortable here with sending these guys on a pretty long adventure. Shepness. Is this Wally and Abiv? No. Wally and Abiv are definitely down here. They're in Brook Castle. This must be... Okay, that's Donna and June, but I think they're coming back. I can't tell if they're coming back or if they're on their way out. They've got to be on their way back because they've been gone for a really long time. So what if we go explore up in this direction? How much water would this take? That's a lot. That's also a lot. But we can spare the water right now. That's a little over half of our water supply, but this is going to be a pretty long, pretty arduous journey. And it's all the locations we have not yet visited. Alternatively, we could cancel all of that. What if we were to come down here instead? What if we just go straight to Furbank? Furbank, by the way, the lesser, well-liked Burbank. A large hardware store. This is way more water. And we should, honestly, we should keep this trip short. Any of these locations we visit, all of our satchels and whatnot are currently being used. Wally and Abiv got the backpacks. June and Laura have the satchels. Maybe we should just wait for June and Laura to get back. We can stockpile our water. We're not near our cap. Like, let's abandon the expedition. We're not near our water cap yet. Should you check it out? Of course you should check it out. I think holding off is the right move here. Let's wait for everybody to get back, and once they're back, then we'll see the punching bag. Then we'll see about dispatching another party. In the meantime, hey, Francis, I'm going to have you go eat some desperate meat, because you have no trauma, and you are a little hungry, and George did die so that you might live. I would feel remiss if I did not feed you at least a tiny sliver of George. Any of the rest of this stuff, if we're carrying any of these items, we will stack them, but it doesn't look like we are. Alright, we're good then. Small house is searched. The rain continues to fall, man. While the rain is falling, we should have everybody drink and shower, too. Airport has some useful stuff. Hell yeah, hit the airport, Beeve. You know you're going to find some good shit there, buddy. Grab your spring. I don't think we have a hammer. If I had a hammer. Let's get rid of these burnout laptops and pick up... Hammers will not stack, right? We also got a... I don't think we have a wrench either. I know we have a crowbar, though. The crowbar we can skip, because we've got one of those. The mannequin pile, we have room for the fuel, because we already have a stack of that. Motor. I do want this wrench. I did pick up the hammer. I want the wrench. Let's get rid of these... Let's get rid of these logs, then. Give me the wrench. Do I also want to pick up the hammer? I could double up on light bulbs, I suppose. Wally and Abiv are also going to be bringing water back to the shelter. We're going to have probably a super abundance of water. I would definitely rather have a spare hammer than a bucket. I mean, you can't poop in a hammer either. That's true. You're saying, Pete, you can't poop in that hammer. We can't. You're right. We cannot poop in a hammer. But we can bludgeon someone's skull open with a hammer. And this is Wally and Abiv out here who are doing this scavenging. What do you expect they're going to prioritize, huh? Drink some water. Everybody drink as much water as you can stomach, by the way. Donna, as soon as you're done hitting that punching bag, go get a drink. Donna, get a drink of water. Francis, I kind of want you to get a drink of water, too, because you're really... Wait, are you hungry? Oh, I just had you eat desperate meat and you're not hungry. You're actually thirsty. Get over here and drink some water when you're done. Water storage is at max capacity. Well, we don't have a choice then. We're setting up an expedition. I would love to wait for somebody to come back, but I am not going to just sit here and waste water. I'm sorry. I know Ward would sit me down and give me a stern talking to if I sat and just let water go to waste. He'd be like, now, Pete, that water, they're men and women down at the old water treatment plant. You know, they worked hard to bring you that water. There's a lot more that it takes to bring clean water to this tap than you know. And I want you boys to go down and visit old Mr. Ferguson down at the Water Treatment Center. You're going to follow him around for a day. He's going to show you the ropes so you can see just how much effort it takes to bring clean water into your home, boys. I know that's how Ward would behave, and it's no less than I would expect from Ward. I don't remember how strong Ward is. Also, we don't really have a knife or any good weapon for Ward to wield. We could give him a gun, but I don't think I trust Ward with a gun. He's definitely not strong enough to use a chunk of rebar. Can't use a crowbar. The pipe is too much. He's not strong enough. He could wield a rock, we know for sure. That's fine. Just grab a rock, or you'll be okay. Donna, we could give you a weapon as well if you weren't already otherwise occupied. So I guess it's just time to start banging rocks against people's skulls like an old-time caveman. The cat is starving. You know what, cat? You're gonna have to starve for a little bit today. I've had an ass full of feeding you. That cat eats more food than anybody else in a bunker. We got huge supplies of medicine here. There's no room for wood? Really? We gotta make room for wood. We really need wood. What am I gonna get rid of? Alright, battery. I also have to have... We've got all this medicine. The charcoal's definitely gone. Anti-radiation tablets are probably our priority, although med kits are also so huge. Light bulbs, maybe? What else is taking up space? One thing of wool. We do have 2 hammers. 3 med kits is better than an extra hammer. Relaxants do reduce stress and are quite useful. No, not those. Get rid of the wool. Yes, I'm trading my... I know I need wool. I gotta have it for making beds and stuff, but I'm trading it. I'm trading it away for a handful of pills. I'm like a more sinister version of Jack and the Beanstalk. Be like, you traded away our only cow for a handful of magic beans? Except for this, it was like, Pete, you traded away our only hammer for a handful of Vicodin? I'll be like, yeah, it was a fucking good trade, too, dog. And confident in my decision that I have made a good trade. Heavy dust storm on the surface. But confident in my decision of a good trade despite this problematic dust storm. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up for this episode. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to find out the answer to the mystery of will Pete feed the cat or not, you might consider subscribing as well, because I'm seriously debating letting it die. It eats way too much food, although it does provide really good stress relief. But, you know, the answer to that mystery will have to wait for another time. Right now, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.